allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll.
Alderman Tobin.
Here.
Alderman Jean-Francois.
Here.
Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Alderwoman Ray.
Here.
Alderman Kleiner.
Here.
Alderman Green.
Here.
Alderman Witt.
Here.
Alderman Massey.
Here.
President Rodriguez.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Approval of minutes. So moved. Motion by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Witt. All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence.
Good evening. We have a letter this evening from Alderman-elect Kevin Gomez. As Ward 2 Alderman-elect, I'm writing to extend my enthusiastic support for the Common Council's approval at the December 2nd public hearing and council meeting of the proposed spot zoning of 137 Linden Avenue. As noted by the mayor in his address, this is a step in the right direction to address issues of density, quality of life with improved parking and new housing opportunities for residents in Linden Avenue, Chappelle Parkway vicinity of our ward. As a Ward 2 Alderman, I look forward to supporting these endeavors along with those shared by our city economic and community development and new homeownership opportunities to advance the quality of life for all of our residents. Again, I thank the mayor, the city administration, and the Common Council for moving our city forward with a shared comprehensive vision that advances our city's economic development and quality of life for our residents. Respectfully yours, Kevin Gomez.
Received and filed.
That's it.
For the good of the city, do we have anyone that would like to come up?
Sutherland.
Jen?
Would you ask to come up?
When I get up, I can talk about her coach project.
Let's do the special recognition right now? No? You said for the good of the city. All right.
That's what it says. Look at your agenda.
It's okay. I'm here. I'm here to
Put 'em
help.
up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to help.
He did say it, right?
I went home and fell asleep on the couch, so I'm come back. I'm a little dazed.
Little?
Yeah, that's why you're here. Yeah. First, we'd like to. We have two people leaving the council this evening. First is Sparrow Tobin. Maria, can you just switch to the slide there? We had you confusing Maria too, so. So basically, on behalf of the city, I wanted to sincerely thank Sparrow for his dedicated service to our community and his time in the Common Council. His commitment, thoughtful leadership, and passion for our city have certainly made a lasting impact on Middletown, and his efforts have helped improve the lives of our residents across our neighborhoods, and especially in the Fourth Ward. But Sparrow made that extra effort. You went outside the Fourth Ward, you took on issues that were important citywide and to our community. So we're also thankful that you're going to be taking the place in the county legislature. You know, for the past 3+ years, we haven't had representation for the majority part of our city. People like Janet Sutherland, who represented at the time a small part of our city, and this coming term she represents more because of the redistricting. But at the time, Janet really stepped forward and did a lot, and Mike Paduch had a small section of the city also. But for the most part, we had very little, if no representation from our county legislator who represented our city. You are now going to step into that position. We know you will do a good job, but at the same time, we wanted to thank you for your leadership here on the Common Council and wish you the best. So if you could come up, we'd like to present a plaque to you on behalf of myself and the members of the Common Council. Gotcha.
All right.
Our next is Alderman Kleiner. You know, at the Middletown Democratic Committee meeting this past week, the dinner we had, we honored Jerry for his service to the Middletown Democratic Committee, which extends many, many years. But tonight, I wanted to express my gratitude and the gratitude of the community and the city in the Second Ward for Jerry and his 16 years of dedicated service on the Middletown Common Council. Unlike Mr. Massey, Jerry is a man of conviction on the council. He's
I've been
always looking out for, always looking out for others. You really have, you've been the historian for the city in many, many respects, especially the council, bringing up historical issues for the city of Middletown at our meetings, reminding us what, why things were the way they were here in the city. So I will miss your thoughtful comments on national affairs here at the meetings too. And in recognition of your 16 years of service to the city of Middletown, we would like to present you this plaque for your leadership, your integrity, and your deep care for the city of Middletown. And someday we're going to see all those pictures that you've taken over the years. So, yeah, thousands of pictures. So we, if you can come up, Jerry, we'd like to present you with a plaque also. Good luck. Okay, move on.
Very good.
All right, and now remarks of the mayor. Yeah.
I already mentioned Legislator Janet Sutherland, and Janet's here this evening, is the resolution that we have tonight on the floor for the Coach USA that we discussed in the Board of Estimate. Primarily, it has moved as quickly as it has over the past couple of months because of Legislator Janet Sutherland. When she got involved in the project, she took it on because the project, stalled during COVID, and we were unable to move the project. So between Janet, Jacob Tawil, and the County Planning Department, and Steve Newhouse in the county, we had a meeting here in the Middletown Transportation Center, the current one, and Janet took the bull by the horns and really made the project move. A few days ago, we did get an email from Coach clearing up the purchase issue, and we are now on the way to move forward on that project. So I wanted to publicly thank Janet for her efforts in making that project restart, I guess is the best word. But it really was stalled for a few years, and she deserves all the thanks. So thank you, Janet Sullivan. The next is the O&W project. We finally closed on the project. By closed, I mean on the tax credits on Friday. As you know, this project is a $43 million project. Probably will be a little bit more by the time we're done. But a key part of it, in order to make it affordable, we have a significant investment of Middletown money into this project, Middletown taxpayer money into the project. But in order to make this project even affordable, the RECAP had to step forward. RECAP is putting in $9.8 million into this project. And the other part of it, key part of this project, was some other state and federal grants that we received. And the delay was the new market and the historic tax credits. So the total of the three credits, historic tax credits federal, was approximately $5.3 million. Historic tax credits state were about $3.6 million, and they came through the NTCIC as the investor, and that's a national group. And then Dudley Ventures, a new market tax credits, came up with about $5.3 million. And out of that, the net expense to the city was about $1.9 million. So we're going to net about $12 million on this project. But the key was we could not award the contracts until the new markets tax credits were closed, and that is now done, and the historic tax credits, that is now complete. Believe next Thursday or this Thursday, there's a meeting at the engineer's office to kick off the project, And so you will now see progress being made. The erector set that we've seen for the past few months is going to change, and the project is moving forward. It's very costly, well worth it, in my opinion, and I think the opinion of the residents of the city of Middletown, especially with all these additional funding opportunities. So I want to thank Maria Bruni, Caitlin McNamara, Leonora, who handled the new markets and historic tax credits. I want to thank Jacob Tawil for his work on the project also, and his advice as moving forward on the project. If the project fails, it's Jacob's fault, not mine. But it won't fail. It'll be a great project. And even our insurance agents, Greg Townsend and Brian Siegerman, they did a great job. It was really intense with the weekly phone calls were 40-plus people on a call on a weekly basis trying to coordinate all of this. And then as it came down to the wire, they almost became daily calls. I wasn't on all of them, but Maria, Caitlin, and Leonora were, and they really did a great job. Alex Smith participated a wee bit, but for the most part, we had outside counsel on this. Blake and Hostetler, I think out of Texas, but people who specialize in these types of deals. It's the first time in my recollection that we've ever done a new market project. I don't recall the city doing a historic tax credit project. The reason why it makes it so complicated is that a government is not eligible to sell the tax credits. So we had to create LLCs, for-profit entities, leasebacks, and all types of things that are really beyond my pay scale. But all of the advisors that we brought in were able to make it work, and we closed on the project, and we now have the money in hand, or commitments in hand, and the project is moving forward. Next, Maria. If you had the opportunity, we had a film at the Paramount Theater, and it was a true story from 1991 here in the city of Middletown, Teenage Wasteland, where a group of teenagers who taught video journalism in high school who took teenage video journalism in high school, went beyond the typical student projects and uncovered the illegal toxic waste dumping scandal that became big news in this area, in this region, and nationally, made a lot of national news. The catalyst was Fred Isaacs, who encouraged the students to use camcorders. They did a lot of filming, as I mentioned at the last meeting. Miguel was in one of the cameramen when he was in high school at this, and we just had a lot of positive feedback from all over, emails to the city saying what a great job was done, and not knowing that we're not the school district. Really was a school district project, but as you know, the school district did sign off on the movie rights to, and they're donating. The producers are donating a $50,000 scholarship to a Middletown high school student. So a great project. Hopefully it'll make the big screen. Supposedly Netflix is looking at it, and but the community really came out in support of Fred and all those involved in the movie, and it was a great movie. I also had the opportunity to speak at both Monhagen Middle School and Twin Towers Middle School, taking questions. Kevin was there as working with the school district, and they were a lot of good questions from a lot of students. They do pay attention. They were this was their civics class, I guess, and we had a snow date, but we did make it up, and there were a lot of good questions. I wanted to thank the Middletown School District for inviting me, and I really had. You see some of the students in the picture here that were the proctors for the question and answer period, and they did a great job. So I wanted to thank the students and the faculty and the administration of the Middletown School District. It was, I hope I don't screw up her name, Alexandra Orlovsakia, I think. Close enough, Kevin said, right? Alskaya, all right. See if she can say Di Stefano correctly then. But we had a great time. There was about 45 to 50-minute sessions each one, and they did a fantastic job prepping the students, and the students did a great job and with their questions and follow-ups. We also have restarted, not myself, but the Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress has once again begun the regional mayor discussions, which Up till COVID, we were meeting on a monthly basis. And this group now is starting to be with City of Beacon, Peekskill, Kingston, of course, Middletown, Port Jervis, and the City of Poughkeepsie, and I believe the City of Newburgh, too, will be in on the monthly calls or the whenever needed. But it's starting to discuss issues, regional issues, advocacy, and it was actually a great forum when we had it meeting in place. We are now doing it on Zoom, but we will be meeting probably on a quarterly basis, possibly, to have further discussions. And this is to advocate for local, small city issues, both locally and statewide. So we had our first meeting last week. I want to thank Jonathan Drapkin, a former Pattern for Progress director, and Adam Bosch, the current president of the Pattern, for putting this back together. And it really was full of information for all of those that were on the call. We also have, we'd like to invite the community to the 8th Annual Middletown Festival of Lights, menorah lighting on Sunday, December 21st. It will begin at 5 p.m. at Run for Downtown Park. Rabbi Sislin from the Temple Sinai will be there. I think it's especially important in light of what happened in Australia that our community step forward and show some support. And so you're all invited, including the public, to this event at the Run for Downtown Park on North Street. And also, last night, Mr. Massey, I know, attended the Middletown Police Department Youth Leadership Academy graduation here at City Hall. And I believe they had at least 25 graduates. My understanding is it's Sergeant Welch's last graduation. She'll be retiring sometime this year. And as some students were so impressed with the project and the program that they came back and took it for a second time to wish Sergeant Welch the best. So I want to congratulate the chief and on this beautiful community outreach program, and it's had much success, and you can see that by the looks in the eyes of the kids in the pictures. So that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to address them.
Any question for the mayor? All right,
Okay,
thank
thank
you. Remarks of department heads, economic development.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to give a special thank you to my department, the team that was working on the tax credit, capital stacking, and all those phone calls and Zoom calls, and just amazing work and the time spent on it. So I'd like to personally thank them all as well. We have a ribbon cutting tomorrow, Wizard of Dolls on 5 South Street, 3:30 p.m. Come join us to welcome a new retail in our community. Looking forward to the ribbon cutting tomorrow, and just looking for support on the resolutions I have on tonight's agenda, and wish everybody happy holidays, and looking forward to another successful new year. And I thank you for everything.
Any questions for Maria? Thank you, Maria. DPW Commissioner?
Good evening, all. I want to start with thanking Alderman Kleiner, Alderman Tobin for their services. Alderman Kleiner has been always kept us on our toes and all the time discussing every little detail about every little project that we really got involved in. We will miss you very much. I know you're not going to be going too far, and neither was Alderman Tobin, but I'm sure you'll continue to come and be very effective influence on all the decisions that are made in the city of Middletown. We appreciate that very much. Thank you for everything. Alderman Massey, the reservoirs are 69%, so we keep dropping. It's relatively dry. We are in a very dry sea of a few months for some reason. Hopefully Thursday night into Friday will make up some between the accumulated snow and the couple of inches we're going to get. Hopefully that will help us. But we are ready to start bypassing and skimming from Indigo if we need to. But we're holding back to see where this weather is going to take us because there's no predicting it. I'll run through the capital projects as well very quickly. We had a problem with the under drain system and the dissolved air flotation at the package plant, which is basically its failed diffuser. It was fixed. The guys from the water department, Brian Smith and the crew in there, they jumped in and they were very effective along with the H2O, the private operators that we have for the water treatment plant. We're waiting for some test results for some paint system that we used. Once the test results come in from the lab and they are cleared, then we can put the dissolved air flotation package plant back in line again on as-need basis, because it's not needed, because we don't have that much water demand at this time. 36-inch water main to replace the 24-inch raw water main. The design is in progress. I had a virtual meeting with the design engineers, B&L, Barton and Lejudas, and we had to discuss some major tie-ins and so on and so forth to simplify the project. And that's moving along very well, the design. Heritage Trail, which is a segment from West Main Street all the way to Ingracia Road, that's under design, and now we're discussing security cameras, and the mayor, he wanted to incorporate additional parking, that was studied, evaluated in some leftover city property, and that was a great idea from the mayor. And now it's going to come to reality to add more parking behind the Salvation Army. The city court project is moving very well, and just moving forward with the construction. Short line project, the mayor updated you on it, and I'm just moving quickly, very quickly with this, to come to a fluoride incident. I just want to tell the public about the fluoride incident that happened at our water treatment plant. It occurred back in November 10th, and during a shift when our licensed water treatment plant operators, one operator, he inputted the wrong decimal point on the SCADA system, which caused the fluoride to overdose a significant amount of gallons into the water over 5-hour period. Unfortunately, the operator did not tell the chief operators, and behind me sitting here are our private chief operators. I asked them to come into the meeting in here just to show that, you know, they have a tremendous amount of investment into our system in here, and they have a personal investment. I've known these people many, many years. The older guy, the young guy, I just met him a few months ago. But the older guy, I worked with him for many, many years.
Which one?
when he was superintendent of some private water system, and I was the design engineer for that private system. So he used to be my boss at some point. I'm his boss now. So I brought him in here to show the level of commitment that they have, and to help me answer any questions in case of any questions about dates, quantities, and all that stuff that I may not have for you readily available, because they live it there. Keith is there, every day, and he's monitoring the whole situation. So the problem happened is that the operator, the license, Department of Health license operator did not follow his rules and regulations. He did not report the overdose to the chief operator. If he did, the chief operator would have immediately informed me, and I would have immediately informed the mayor, and then we would have taken steps to flush and recover the fluoride that was overdosed into the system. That did not happen. I only found out about this when the chief operator came in to my weekly meeting on last Tuesday, a week from last week. So he informed me of the situation immediately. We informed the Department of Health. They started doing their own thing, their own investigations. We started doing our own investigations and our own reporting and so on. And we found out that there are some certain things that we have to improve in our system so this situation does not happen again, or minimize it. Nothing is impossible. We're dealing with humans, and sometimes, no matter how many checks and balances we put in, things could happen. And the idea is to catch them whenever they happen and to react, to recover. Things will happen at any given point in time, whether it is accidental or purposely or whatever. It's just the idea is finding out immediately and getting into the process of recovering, meaning capturing the chemical before it goes into the distribution system. So far, based on the amount of fluoride that was fed, and based on the testing that was done, we could not detect any elevated level of fluoride into our distribution system. Remember, it was fed over a month ago. But all the tests, we're required to do we're required to do entry point 3 times a day. Correct, Keith?
Correct.
3 times a day we have to test for fluoride, meaning the entry point, which is when the treated water leaves our water treatment plant site and it goes into the distribution system. Before it gets into the distribution system, we're required to do that 3 times a day to test for fluoride with a grab sample. And nothing was detected for, no elevated levels of fluoride was ever detected. And in the distribution system, we have to do that 5 times a week. I'm speaking from memory right now, and Keith, correct? 5 times a week, we have to take samples throughout the distribution system for fluoride, and we did not catch any elevated level of fluoride. So it's some kind of a mystery in here. We're trying to pin it down more and more and more to see if really what happened and the quantity of fluoride. Maybe it was exaggerated. Maybe it was not 44 gallons per minute over 5 hours. Maybe it was over much longer period of time. So we're doing the calculations. Albany Department of Health is involved. Orange County Department of Health is involved, and we all put our heads together. So Tuesday we found out about the incident. Wednesday we unplugged the system. The mayor and I, we made the decision. We wrote a letter to the Department of Health. We said, look, we're going to stop feeding the fluoride until we install additional measures and controls in there that will safeguard against this matter being repeated, minimize the potential of it being repeated. And one of the things we did, so everybody can understand, we took a larger chemical feed pump, put it aside, and we installed a small chemical feed pump. So the operator, even by inputting the wrong number on the SCADA system, and the SCADA basically it's the computerized system that controls the entire water treatment plant. It varies the quantity of chemicals. It varies the flow. We can decide which train to run, all the trains, none of the trains, what amount of flow, what amount of chemicals. All that's done through that computerized system. But the operator has to do that, input the information. There are lots of alarm systems in there. So we improved. So we threw out the larger chemical feed pump. Now we have much smaller chemical feed pump capable of feeding basically just a little bit higher than what we anticipate to be using. So even if the operator makes a mistake, chemical feed pump cannot pump much higher number than 12 gallons per day versus 7 gallons per day is what we need. So 12 gallons versus 7 gallons, the amount. So also we set up alarms in there. It changed our operating procedures. So no operator, licensed operator, can change any set points of the alarm or alter any alarms without written instruction from the chief operator. Although they are licensed, although they are, some of them are, most of them are the highest level license that you can have in operating water treatment plant, but we want to have all the checks and balances and following the chain of command, and this way we will have more accountability. We changed our SCADA system so that it will log people out 2 minutes after they sign in. So if you make any changes, the SCADA system will capture your name and will tell us exactly what you did at that time. It's all accountability and all that stuff. Again, this water treatment plant has been running without any hiccup, 24 hours a day for the past over 15 years without any issue. This is the first time that I recall that we ever had any overdose, and the trouble is it was not reported. With that, I will conclude my remarks. If you have any questions for me.
Any question for Commissioner Twill?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire Chief.
Good evening. Tonight, you guys are going to be voting on 9 new volunteer members, which is great. Again, we're bringing in a lot of new members, a lot of new faces, hitting the high schools and getting the younger members in is really working for our recruitment side. That's a good problem that we're having. Fire calls, we are ending the year with a bang. Working fires, we are up probably 25% from last year. On Thanksgiving, we had a second alarm fire in Bunnell Place. And then on 12/7, we had a second alarm fire on 127 Academy Ave, which I also would like to thank the police chief and his members that were there, that helped evacuate 4 of the residents. Daytime, fire was well advanced, aggressive attack, and everyone went home. I think the one resident was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. And that's all I have.
Any questions for the fire chief? All right, thank you, chief. Police chief.
Good evening. The graduation last night was actually a great turnout. It was a great event. As it was mentioned, Sergeant Welch will be retiring in the early part of 2026. I don't know the exact date yet. Hopefully it gets pushed off for some time. The kids last night were great. They actually, as the mayor mentioned, several of them, they've done it more than one time because they enjoy the program. They enjoy interacting with Sergeant Welch. We know they're going to be big shoes to fill. That was the 8th graduation of the Youth Leadership Academy. That was something we built from the ground up. That was a quick conversation between myself and Sergeant Welch that has grown. She's taken that and really, expanded it and allowed it to grow into what it is today, along with all the other members of the department that work with her to make that successful. So little recognition there, but none of that can be done without the support of all of you as well. So we appreciate that you continue to give us the support to do the programmings that we want and the things that we want. And I'd like to thank you all for everything that you've supported the police department with through 2025. Alderman Kleiner, Alderman Tobin, I wish you the best as you enter into the next part of your journeys. You will be missed. I'll still be here, so if there's anything I could do for you, by all means. This Thursday, the police department has partnered with the fire department, the school district, several of our local businesses, from restaurants to some of the grocery stores, Salvation Army, and we're going to do a community dinner to give back to some of the people in the community that maybe have fallen on hard times or need some extra support. So this Thursday, Salvation Army will be prepping throughout the day, cooking, and then serving between 4 and 7. So if anybody would like to join us, we'll be over there. We have several volunteers. We appreciate all of the support. All the businesses that we spoke to didn't even hesitate. Absolutely, we love to help the community. All of our partners from the fire department to school district, everybody's absolutely will be there. So we appreciate that, and we're hoping for that have a positive impact on the community. And it's going to be great for us to be able to give back to the community as well. And then lastly, I have happy holidays. Wish you all and your families a happy, safe holiday, and I look forward to working with you in 2026.
Okay, thank you, chief. Any questions? Thank you, chief. Senior Director?
Good evening to all. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I want to just say we're ending the year with happiness and good things, and I pray that for the next coming year, the Senior Center will continue to grow with your support and your encouragement of new programs. I want to especially thank Alderman Kleiner for always supporting us, and now you have the time on your hands, so I hope that you visit us in our programs. And Alderman Tobin, same with you, that you continue to flourish in your new endeavors. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions for our Senior Director? All right, thank you. City Clerk?
I just want to also extend thanks and congratulations to Alderman Tobin and Alderman Kleiner for your work on behalf of the city. It's been a pleasure working with you the last few years. Sparrow, I look forward to working with you on the county. And Jerry, I'm sure I'll see you around. Don't be a stranger. Happy holidays.
All right, remarks of Alderman. Alderman Massey.
Thank you. Alderman Tobin, we've only been together a short period of time, but you've certainly demonstrated leadership, and thank you for all the hard work, and now teaming up with Janet, representing Middletown. We're looking forward to working with you. Jerry, you and I have been together for many, many, many years. You know, with you leaving, you now make me the oldest person on this council. But we always didn't agree on every issue, but you were very passionate in whatever you did and whatever you believed in, and you went forward with it. And I think you did a tremendous job, and you are going to be missed here. And I wish you, obviously, the best, and I know we'll continue to see you. Everyone out there, whether it's Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Kwanzaa, I wish you all the best, and a happy and healthy New Year to everyone.
Alderman Witt.
Thank you very much. First, I just want to mention that tomorrow, on Wednesday, December 17th, the Middletown School District is having a job fair, the lower level gymnasium from 5 to 7 at Middletown High School. We're hiring full-time educators, teaching assistants, security aides, and bilingual keyboard specialists. They're hiring part-time special education aides, monitors, and food service workers. So if you're looking to work, even, part-time or full-time, I know a lot of cases where part-time becomes full-time. So please consider this. It's on our website. There it is. Thank you. To Jerry and Sparrow, this was a good team right here, and I'm going to miss it. I really am. I think you guys both served honorably. I think you both remain true to who you are. You tried hard, and you both made a difference. So I wish you both the best of luck, and thank you for your service.
Alderman Green.
Excuse me, thank you very much. Yeah, Alderman Tobin, we came in the same freshman class of all, as you would say. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and I look forward to continuing to work with you as you move to the county level and see all the wonderful things you'll be able to do for us there. Jerry, we've still got 2 weeks, so I don't know why I'm saying anything right now, but no, it's been nothing short of a great learning experience for me. You've been a wonderful colleague, a wonderful mentor, and a wonderful friend. So I'm gonna miss having you sitting next to me, but I know you'll never be far away, and I'm sure we'll see you at plenty of constituent meetings. I hope you still come and be in the audience there, and certainly we'll lean on you for your historical expertise and all you are so passionate about. So thank you so much for your service. And that's all I have. Happy holidays, everyone.
Alderman Kleiner.
Thank you. I was going to say nothing this evening, but no one would believe me. So, I want to report, well, first let me say that this was the Youth Leadership Academy, and thank you to the chief and for Sergeant Welch. It's amazing to see the young people understand what the police do and what community is all about, and want the hugs, want to get their picture taken. So that was terrific, and I'm happy to be invited to it. We had our constituents meeting last Monday, and it was cold, but I thank Chief Wansu and Officer Brownstein for being there. They explained a lot about the new software, and it's amazing what it tells you, and without reading plates or anything specific like that, it just gives you a whole lot of information on traffic patterns. And so, Chief, thank you very much for that. The warming station will have 2 training dates coming up at 7 p.m. on January 6th and January 26th. So if you think you'd like to help, if you think you'd like to volunteer, please come to the Mulberry House on those days. We had our big meeting today with everyone from the county and locally involved in the warming station. And again, the chief and lieutenant were there, and he'd been very proactive in dealing with issues in transportation, and the warming station's been full. Most nights been more than full, so you have a question of what do you do with the overflow, and they've been working on that and very successfully. So, thank you, Chief. Thank you, Lieutenant Tolan. I hope to see everybody at the Festival of Lights. I think this is the 8th one now that we've done, and it's a very good way for the community to get together and show support. Thank you to the Democratic Committee, who also gave me a special plaque and very, very meaningful inscription, and it was really, really nice to get that. So, thank you. The Middletown City Departments have been terrific, and I don't think people appreciate really how good the departments are. And our police department is unbelievably good and gets compliments from everywhere. DPW, you know everything they do. It's an amazing, really unbelievably well-functioning department. Our assessor has been terrific. I know they're supposed to be independent from the city, but she's appointed by the city, and she's been terrific. The whole department has corporation counsel. Give Alex credit.
Some credit. Don't give him too much credit.
Well, he's done everything we've asked, and the finance office, we couldn't ask for more. Maria, Community Development, Caitlin and everybody in her office, the city clerk's office, and Dira and Laura, Lori and Rick has done a great job. The mayor's office runs this city beautifully. The senior center is very popular, and thanks you, Lisa, and everybody and the staff there. They do a great job. The bid, the Paramount, Parks and Rec. We had that presentation at the last meeting, and anybody who says there's nothing for kids to do in Middletown, it just isn't paying attention, but kids and adults too. And also the fire department, both the paid fire department and the volunteers. It's an amazing turnout that we get, and thank you, Andrew, for what you do for the fire department. It's terrific. I'll not only be around, but I'm still going to be the president of the Middletown Historical Society. That's technically the Historical Society of Middletown and the Wallkill Precinct, Inc. We're open, this is my 12th year as president, so I say I'm the involuntary president of the All-Volunteer Society. But until someone else wants to take over, we really think it's important, and Peter Lascaris has been our city historian for 40 years, just an encyclopedia of Middletown history. And last year we were open on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. This year we'll be open on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, because we're every Wednesday from 1 to 4 regardless. So unless the whole city gets closed down for ice or something, that's it. I have learned, not having the Empire Plan anymore, what a mess the insurance field is. So we're doing the best we can. to deal with that, but it's amazing, and the federal government is not helping at all. There are so many human rights that people don't understand this, human rights that we officially as a country no longer recognize. So, and I noticed this year they did not have the student art exhibit in that's their take on human rights. There isn't one this year, so unless that comes up sometime in the future, but it's hard to tell what human rights means anymore. Corruption, it's just out of control. So I don't know. Trump derangement syndrome means something different to me than it does to Donald Trump. But anybody who calls people low IQ and then says they're going to reduce healthcare costs by 700, 800%, by 1,200%, and they're calling someone else low IQ, it's really unbelievable. So there's so much, but I just basically say thank you to everyone, and thank you to everyone on the council. It's been terrific working with you. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to everyone in the city and maintenance. I mean, he's terrific. So I guess I'm a fan of the Constitution. That's what my political science and my graduate philosophy work tells me. I do tell people when I went to Austin to graduate school, my tuition was $50 a semester. But what I don't remember to say is that high test was 16 cents a gallon. So those were different days, but I hope to make it to the ribbon cutting tomorrow. I'll be at the Historical Society. I'll see if I can get out for that. But meanwhile, happy winter solstice, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and thank you very much, everyone. That's it.
Alderman Ray.
It's hard to believe we're not going to hear your remarks again. That's concerning. Because I got to say, over the years, Jerry, the amount of things I've learned about not just Middletown, but your pretty cool and fantastic life, I really hope you've documented it in some way. Because I would love having a conversation with you and going home and be like, kids, did you know what Jerry Kleiner did when he was younger? It was just that you really have such an amazing story, and it's such a pleasure to have worked with you these years. And I love that you have an unwavering passion for what you do. And you being at the Historical Society, I can't imagine who I would go to about anything Middletown besides you. So it's been an absolute pleasure and honor, and I hope you enjoy relaxing and not having to be here mixing it up with us all the time. And Sparrow, it's been great to work with you, but we're going to still work with you because now you're a legislator. How great did that work out for us? So I congratulate you on your win, and I'm excited to see what you do up there at the county level. I would like to thank all the employees here in the city of Middletown, because we sit here and we approve the projects and we approve how we spend the money, but you guys are the reason it all works. You know, between our fire department, our police department, every city employee, Parks and Rec, what we're doing here and what we offer is astonishing, and it's because our employees are just a cut above. I mean, I've been to other municipalities, and the friendliness and the helpfulness of our staff, this is why we are what we are here in Middletown. So I'm proud of you all, and thank you for another very successful year. And as we close out this year, on a personal note, I just would like to say to everyone here in the city, you know, my family and I had a tough year, and I cannot thank you all enough for the support for myself and my kids, and just really reaching out. And I just feel very, very loved here, and I just thank you very much for all that you've done for me and for mine. So with that, I cannot say enough how lucky I am to be a Mitty. Happy holidays.
Alderman Johnson.
Well, well, well. So, several years ago, I referenced the movie The Boys in the Boat, and I still think it's a good analogy today. We pull in synchrony with the same oars. We don't have a lot of substantive dialogues here at the council table, but that does not mean that substantive dialogues do not take place. I want to wish both of you the best. Of course, Jerry, you're not totally rid of me because you're still going to be on the Community Campus Committee, first Wednesday of every month, so mark that back down on your calendar. Sparrow, we're obviously looking forward to great things, and we appreciate all that you've done for this council. O&W, congratulations. I had brief glimpses over the last few months of a very arduous and painstaking process involving dozens of people at various points in their levels of organizational skills, shall we say, of trying to keep everything straight. Just congratulations. It just was not easy, even though you tried to make it look easy. Teenage Wasteland, I was on the board back in that day, and that whole department and project was not without controversy at the time. Mayor referenced going to the middle schools and noting the civic mindedness of those children. And when you watch this movie, which I assume most of you did, which was, if you lived it, it was riveting. Just think how all those elected officials and all those clips, when they went to work that day and said, oh, there's a bunch of teenagers coming in to talk about the environment, and then the look on their faces when those were the questions and was all being filmed, and the answers really didn't work out that well for many of those people, as history proved. So congratulations to Dr. Isaacs, and I think one of the best parts of that were seeing the clips of the kids in high school and then interviewing those 4 or 5 people as adults, thinking back to how it was. Of course, Miguel was on the cutting room floor, but you probably had a noteworthy mention for that, so I appreciate that.
I made 60 Minutes. So
Oh, was that you there? Okay.
I was there.
Well, that's congratulations.
And for 4 years, I was a camera guy.
See? I didn't see you in the credits, but I'll go back and watch it again.
I'm there.
Okay. It is the holiday season, but I'm sorry that we have to acknowledge the events of the last week. At least three of you in this council have children who are either in undergraduate or graduate levels of their education. I finished giving my students at Faytian, all 4 of them, their final exam. My granddaughter just started high school, so I'm in a tunnel of sorts. I will try to hold down the septuagenarian seat here at the council table, but it won't be easy. They're children. Some may say, well, they're not children, they're young adults, but in my world, in my mind, they're children. I spent a semester with 4 children, many of whom came from Vietnam, came to a different country, mastered a 2nd or 3rd language, and tried to navigate being a freshman at college, taking biology. All of your children have done the same thing, and whether we want to talk about guns or not, I don't. But the fact of the matter is we should never lose sight that all of these children know what it means to shelter in place. And that is not a good thing. Thanks.
Alderman John Francois.
Yes, good evening. I have to start with Jerry. Jerry, thank you for your wisdom and your knowledge. I don't know if you remember when I first come on board, you took me to the historical building and you took me inside to show me around all those pictures. To me, the place looked like a big flea market. And it has so much stuff in there. And I'm with Jerry. Jerry was showing me pictures, and plates and all kind of stuff. I was like, wow. And when I left there, I had so much knowledge just being in the city of Middletown, thanks to you for your wisdom. Thank you for your service. You definitely will be missed. The meeting would be a lot shorter without you. But
We still have Jacob.
but thank you for all you do, Jerry. Appreciate it. Good luck moving forward in anything that you do. All right. Sparrow, on behalf of the Fourth Ward community, we thank you for what you do. Thank you for being a great partner over the years. We really push each other, especially during the campaign season. I remember you calling me, are we gonna go out today? We usually pick three days out of the week. I said, man, I'm not up to it. Come on, let's go for a couple of hours. And once I hear that, that gets me going. And we always, go out there and do what we're supposed to do. I want to thank you for everything that you do, all right? You rock, man. I think you do well as a county legislature. Good luck with everything. Thank you.
Alderman Tobin.
All right, well, encourage everybody to go to the Festival of Lights. It's very festive. It's a great event. As I step back down after 8 years, I have two things that I've been working on. I'll pass off to the next Public Safety Committee Chair. The speed bumps, we have 2 locations. The plan was to put them in as a pilot and see how they work. So the next step is to get the data from the police chief to see how effective they are and then decide if you guys want to move forward with them. And then, or how effective they are. I think they are effective. And then step 2 would be to create guidelines to where, requirements if you want to put them in other places in the city. The nuisance calls, I think Alex is working on the 3rd draft of the iteration of the nuisance calls, so I'll have to pick up on there. Jerry, it's been such a pleasure to work with you. I know you've from the Democratic Committee. You have so much institutional and historical knowledge about the city. It's been great to work with you and get your perspective. And I would say you're the John Perino of the City Council, and if you know John Perino, I think that's a compliment. So you're always everywhere, and I truly look forward to seeing those pictures too. I don't usually speak at great length, but tonight at my final City Council meeting as Alderman, I want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to the voters, my fellow aldermen and women, the mayor, and all the people I've had the privilege of working with in this role. It has truly been an honor. And as I look ahead, I'm excited to continue serving by representing Middletown in the county legislature. Sitting here, I realize I will miss these meetings more than I expected. While we handle serious business, there's always been a great sense of humor in this room, and you could see that tonight, you could feel that. And that has made the work both meaningful and enjoyable. I especially want to thank my partner, Jude. We worked well together, always pushing each other to do our best. I couldn't have asked for a better partner over the last 8 years. I'll truly miss working alongside you. I look forward to working with Legislator Janet Sutherland in the future for Middletown. Over my time on the council, I've learned a great deal about our water system, our sewer system, screw pumps, copper sulfate. Tonight I learned about fluoride, traffic lights, code enforcement, local laws, how the local government really works. But more importantly, I've learned how deeply this mayor and common council care about the city and how thoughtful every tax dollar is stretched to deliver the greatest benefit to our residents, because it really is. I've also learned that we are fortunate to have some of the most talented department heads in the region. Their work speaks for itself. The way they collaborate is so impressive. They're exceptional professionals and even better people. I never brought them a problem that they didn't give their full effort and attention to solving or find the right person who could. I've learned what a forward-thinking police chief and dedicated police force we have. They truly are the heroes, and our city is safer because of it. The same could be said for a fire department. I've walked almost every street in every neighborhood in the city, and in doing so, I've learned just how great our neighbors and our family-owned businesses are and how they care about our city. And one thing I still haven't learned, though, is what's going on with the taxidermy dog in front of DPW. Why we have so many streets named after oak trees, and who keeps stealing all my pens? I'm down to my last one. But some things, yeah, I think that's mine. Some things, I guess, will remain a mystery. But I could go around the room and praise each of you individually, but that would take a long time. So instead, I'll close by saying how much I've appreciated your opinions, your perspective, and your dedication. Each of you brings unique talents to this team, and our city is better because of it. Thank you.
All right, lastly, I want to congratulate Jerry on his retirement. I met Jerry once taking pictures of me and my kids, and I didn't know who he was. Then I thought he was the media or he was the record or something. And then I realized that he's just a regular guy, and he got involved. And we had some battles, but we always respect each other. We've gone back and forth for many, many years. I think Jerry only missed 1 or 2 meetings the whole time, right? Only 2 meetings. That takes a lot, You know, that's a lot of commitment and dedication. So I know you're going to be around. I know you'll speak up if we're doing something not right or anything. I know how you are, and I do appreciate you. You know, when you come in here and you tell us about the history and everything, I always double check and I always Google it to make sure you're right and you are right, and it's always a pleasure. Anytime you talk about Gettysburg, I take the trip down to the Gettysburg and look for anything from Orange County and especially from the city of Middletown. And Sparrow Tobin, we've been friends, we've been going back and forth. You email me any time of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, if there's a stop sign that's broken or anything. It's always been great. The county is changing, but I know that you will bring the right leadership. I don't want a $15,000 grant every year. Hint, I want money. You know, it's like we want representation. It's, I believe, one meeting a month. So, and I know you'll do good. I know that you'll represent the city of Middletown in the right way, and look forward to working with everybody on the county level, and just make sure that if Newburgh gets something, we get doubled what Newburgh gets. If Port Jervis gets something, we get doubled in Port Jervis. Just make sure you bring it back home. So that's the biggest key. Congratulations. Again, I know you're welcome anytime at the county, at our meetings to speak and come up and give us any updates. Heritage Trail, let's not wait another 30 years. Let's get it done. Let's work on it and go from there. Thank you. All right, new business.
Good evening. We have a resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an amendment to city code to remove a handicap parking space at 9 Sunnyside Avenue.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Green. Any discussion? Alderman Witt.
Yeah, thank you. So we agreed about a year or so ago to put this in. This is a landlord had a tenant who was in need of this, and it was with the idea that we would get rid of it when it was time to get rid of it, and that time has come, and the landlord held up her end of the deal by letting us know about this. So I just want to give you the background on that. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an amendment to the 2026 budget for senior trip funding.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $20,779.71 budget transfer for the purchase of desks for the Department of Public Works.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $6,744 budget transfer within the 2025 Parks and Rec budget for the repair and replacement of the boxing room carpet.
A resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an agreement with DocuSign.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Alderman Kleiner.
I just want to mention that these resolutions were all discussed at the Board of Estimate, so we do know what they're about. Thank you.
Anyone else? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Oh, Ray. I was looking right at you, too.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez. Carries. Thank you very much. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing the approval of the 2026 tax warrant.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois. Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $350 transfer within the 2025 Senior Center budget for telephone expenses.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an agreement with Pets Alive, Inc. for the Trap, Neuter, and Release Program, TNR.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an agreement with Pets Alive, Inc. to shelter stray cats and dogs.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $20,000 transfer in the 2025 Department of Public Works budget for repair and maintenance to sanitation vehicles.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $13,191 transfer for repairs to the sprinkler system at the Paramount Theater.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois. Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $10,025 transfer within the 2025 water budget to cover costs of repairs to a water main break.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing transfers within the 2025 Paramount Theater budget.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $2,643 transfer within the 2025 City Clerk's budget for city code updates.
Resolution by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an $852 transfer within the city clerk's 25 budget for Easy Pass tags.
Resolution by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $2,000 transfer within the city clerk's 25 budget for end-of-year expenses.
Resolution by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an $815 transfer within the 2025 Economic Development and Community Development budget.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois. Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an $8,709.22 transfer within the 2025 Office of Economic and Community Development budget for Small Business Loan Program.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $50,673 budget transfer within the 2025 police budget for cameras at Wolfslayer Field.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois. Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing the mayor to execute Paramount Theater rental and related agreements.
Resolution by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing the acceptance of Amendment Number 8 for additional 2025 funding for the Golden Area Transportation Program.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois. Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner accepting the transfer of real property located at 19-35 Robert Streets and authorizing the execution of related documents.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an amendment to City Code, Chapter 460's Vehicle and Traffic as it pertains to scooters.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner accepting the
Is that a repeat?
I got that, that's a repeat. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $27,000 transfer within the Department of Public Works budget to replace pedestrian crossing poles and related equipment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an agreement with the Humane Society of Port Jervis and Deer Park for stray animals.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois. Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing an agreement with the Humane Society of Middletown for sheltering stray dogs and cats.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing a $66,384 budget transfer within the 25 Department of Public Works budget for a vehicle for the Commissioner of Public Works.
Motion by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois. Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Fine, aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner appointing Juanita McMillan, Thomas Preston Lee, Sean Williams, Nicole Everett, Talia Miller, Mackenzie Hagan, Isaiah Soto, Ashley Ortiz, and Eric Rodriguez as volunteer firefighters.
And it's resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Alderman Kleiner.
A big thank you to all of them.
Well said.
Anyone else? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing budget transfers within the 2025 Fire Department budget for a replacement vehicle.
Resolution by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries.
Audit.
Mr. President, I move the accounts be audited, the claims be adjusted, and the city treasurer be authorized to issue warrants for their payment.
Resolution by Alderman Massey.
Second.
Second by Alderman Johnson. Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries.
Move for adjournment.
So moved.